Okay, so we are starting our second Quilt of Valor, and we loved the stitching pattern that we picked out last time, so we decided to repeat it on this one. We just changed to a cream colored thread. This one's a lot brighter. So I'm going to show you how to do, we loved what we designed before, and we wanted to use the same thing, same size, everything, but obviously they're two different sizes. So we're going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to go to Design, Sew a Quilt. I'm going to edit an existing. It's saved in my Pantos, and so I'm going to find it, and it's right there, Stars and Stripes. And now I need to resize it. No. Okay, so I'm going to touch a reference point on my screen, which is up here in the corner of my quilt, and I put my machine in the same spot. And I'm actually going to go a little bit over because I like to actually start my stitching off of the quilt so you don't have starts and stops on the quilt top itself. I'm going to push OK. I'm going to edit my pattern. No, I'm going to edit a block. And then I am going to, add my block, and it's a clipping block is what it's called. I'm going to touch all of my patterns because they're all going to be affected by this. And then I'm going to enter my rectangle manually. I know that my width is 57.5 and that my height is 70 inches. And so I'm going to continue. And now I just need to, and then I'm finished, I'm going to delete this part. First I have to accept the transitions, which is continuous stitching. And now I'm going to delete this part. See how it turns red? And continue. And I've deleted it, and now that will put it in that size on my quilt. So that is what my finished quilt will look like. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to sew my quilt, and I'm going to pick that as my first pattern to quilt. Continue. Select the next pattern. Now see the purple line showing up? That means that it would start here, end here, and then start again way over there. So instead of doing that, I'm going to swap the ends so it starts, ends, and then starts again on that side. Next pattern to quilt. They're asking, how do I want to do this? I'm going to stop and cut threads because I know that these are each about 10 inches, and if you look at here, my sewing area, I don't have enough to do 2 of those at a time. So I'm going to go on to the next one, continue, and I'm going to stop and cut threads again. And next pattern to quilt, I have to swap the ends because see I've got that purple line again. Continue, stop to cut threads. Next one, continue. Oops, stop and cut threads, so I wasn't paying attention. And that one I need to swap the ends. So now I've got it. It's going to sew, see, stop in like that. I'm going to stop and cut threads at the end. I am ready to do it. I'm going to sew the quilt. And that looks, you'd think, wait a minute, you're supposed to start at the top. But if you look at the start at the top, but if you look at the screen, the design actually starts down from the top. So this is correct. I'm going to just set my my stitch length, and actually I like what I've got it on right now, so I'm going to continue with that. Secure my bobbin thread and let it start. Okay, and here we are. It started stitching. You can see how all that stitching started way off the quilt, so when the good stitching is, it's all nice. And I will, kind of gives you a little idea what's going on. I will put it back on when we have more done so you can really see